Hi, and welcome to our VAS interview. I'm your host, Bushra, and this is, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Niv, and I'm being interviewed by Bushra.
Today, I'll be giving Niv company on our way to Furtwangen. We're now on the bus from Bleibach to Furtwangen. And since this bus drive is not quite the most interesting thing in the world, I brought some questions with me.
Okay.
Yeah, make time fly by.
But it's beautiful. What are you talking about?
It is beautiful. I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling quite awake yet. Are you an early bird?
I have to. I have a small child at home, so it's not up to me.
Oh, well. Then I guess you're more awake than I am. But to get things going, I'd like to start with a little quiz. I will ask you some questions, and you have to answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
All right.
Okay, let's start. What was the first song you listened to today?
It was the album Animals by Pink Floyd on the way here.
What genre is it?
It's progressive rock.
Interesting choice to start the day with. Okay, what's your favorite drink?
Favorite drink? Currently, chai tea.
What was the last movie you watched?
I watched Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, which was amazing. I enjoyed every second of it.
Did you watch it in theater?
I watched it at home. Yes, over the weekend, and I highly recommend it. It was beautiful.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. Last question. What is something you absolutely can't go through the day without?
Ooh, sport.
Okay, can get started. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, your upbringing? What brought you to Furtwangen?
Sure. Well, I was born in Israel in 1985. You can do the math. And what brought me to Furtwangen was a long time afterwards. I had a chance of traveling Europe, and I discovered Berlin with that traveling, and it was a beautiful place, and I had some friends there as well and some work connections. And during that travel, I thought, okay, wow, maybe that can be a new home base. So, and very shortly afterwards, a few months afterwards, it actually happened.
So you had your eyes on Germany right before starting the job?
Well, I'm here since 10 years already. Yeah, so the job came like at the help came much later afterwards. So it wasn't specifically Germany, it was more Europe, because I really love Europe. But Berlin made more sense for practical reasons, for logistical reasons, and also people that I knew over there. So the transition was pretty smooth. And I've been teaching since 8 years already in Berlin and in Hamburg. And it was always clear to me that if I would be able to take it to the next level somehow. I was teaching as a docent, as a lecturer, but I always thought, okay, that I really enjoy. And when this opportunity came, I thought, wow, that's a really amazing thing. I could work much more closer with students and with the teaching program. So I took it. It's just impossible not to.
What is something you still haven't gotten used to in Furtwangen?
Well, I love the drive. I live in Freiburg. I need to drive to Furtwangen. I love it. It's a beautiful drive. It's also very relaxing. There is one part in that drive. It's like 10 minutes where there's just one lane, and it's through the mountains, and people drive like crazy.
They tend to do so here.
Yeah. And if it's 2 lanes, I'm okay. I can stick to my lane, but I don't understand how you can even fit 2 cars there. And then suddenly there's a big bus coming or a big truck that is coming in my direction. And I'm a visual person, but I still can't calculate how you can have this big truck and me in the same place. So I stop. And then I get people honking behind me because they are really in a hurry, and that is still terrifies me a little bit. But I think with time it will be fine. Yeah. Colleagues told me that they've lost any emotions already in regards to driving. So
yeah, well, I don't know how to drive yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's one of the things that actually terrify me every time I think about learning how to drive.
Yeah, well, it's not easy to drive. I wouldn't start driving here. But I think Furtwangen is easy to drive with. It's small if you compare it with Berlin or even Freiburg.
Yeah, for sure. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your college life? when did you graduate? How was it for you?
I studied in Bezalel. Bezalel is the Academy for Arts and Design in Jerusalem. And it was beautiful. You can somehow compare it to Furtwangen. When I studied there, it wasn't in the center of Jerusalem. It was a little bit outside. So you had to travel, you had to drive like a little bit half an hour. And it was really on a mountain. And it was a beautiful, beautiful view to the mountains around Jerusalem. It was fantastic. It allowed me to focus really on the studies, right? Although I was living in Jerusalem, I could say that for these 4 years, my entire focus was only school, was only in study. And I hear students when they ask something before they go to study, so are there any parties in Furtwangen or anything? I feel like, why would you? Like, just focus on what you're here for, which is just learning as much as you can and enjoying yourself. Also, what I really, really enjoyed and liked about my school is that I studied animation. It was the animation program there. And we had the focus of the program was to be able to produce and animate and direct an animation film. But in order to do that, you had to learn so many different fields. You had to learn editing and sound, art history, philosophy, 20th century philosophy, drawing, obviously, animation, acting, and a lot. I think it was the most dense study program in our school. And what was beautiful about it is that it's all like a very big puzzle. And in order to understand what your puzzle pieces are, you have to study a lot just to get one piece. And then you study a lot to get another piece. But then at the end, it all fits to a beautiful, beautiful puzzle. I'm not a person who loves to just focus on one particular thing and do it forever. So this study really made sense to me. And I just loved it that I could just jump from one topic to another and then, okay, let's talk about the sound, let's talk about the editing, let's talk about directing and everything. So for me, it was like, it was going to a theme park every day.
Was it challenging at some point?
School?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, yes. It was super tight. We had 40 hours a week of just frontal time at school, yeah. And then you have to go back home and do the assignments. There have been really long nights as well. I don't know if it is the most productive thing. I know that in Furtwangen it's a little bit different, that they do have more free time for the students in order to be able to relax a little bit more. And I think that is also very good. For me, it fit very well. I was just 100%, full on all the time. Maybe afterwards you can feel a little bit of tiredness after the 4 years were finished. And of course, there's also topics that are very difficult. Some things came very naturally, but not everything. But I have to just do the work in order to improve in that. So yeah, definitely. I mean, but school should be challenging. Like every project should be challenging. So it should be fun. You should feel that you're productive, that you're enjoying what you're doing. But if it's not challenging, then I guess you're not learning, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, for some students, partying is like part of being a student at college. It's part of the experience. Yeah. But from what you've told me, I gathered that you're not that type of a person. You're not the party type of a person.
I wasn't a party person too much at all. No, I was more a film-going person, more music concert person.
More interested in culture.
Well, partying is also culture, okay? Yeah. And well, if you've been to Berlin and if you haven't, there's a really big partying culture there that is also amazing. I would say that for me, the going to a party, we had the Cinematheque in Jerusalem, and students could get a not free, they could get for very, very cheap. They could go to any film they want for a year. Yeah.
I wish we had that here.
Yeah. They would still need to work on the film. Maybe that's what's missing in Furtwangen. It's the movies. Yeah. It was also in a beautiful place with beautiful view outside, and I got to see just everything. So for me, it was like a ritual. Twice a week walking there. It was half an hour walk, beautiful in the beautiful streets of Jerusalem, and you go to see a movie that you've never ever seen before anywhere. That was my party.
Yeah. So would you say that this is one of your hobbies?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Watching movies and then talking about them afterwards, analyzing them, figuring out what's going on. Why did I like it? What did I not like it? What was working? What was not? I started doing it with someone who was very close to me at the time and during the studies, and we just did it for hours. It's like on parallel the other study program that I had to really improve that thinking. So yeah, 100%.
Was it something you were interested in quite before college, or did you get more interested in it since having that kind of ticket that you talked about?
Well, I was always interested in visual experiences, in stories, playing a lot of games, watching a lot of movies, graphic novels, theater, things like that. D&D a lot was very, very an immersive experience, but not on that level. In universities, we had directing class. Basically what we did, we took, it was something between directing and film analysis. We saw a movie, and then we talked about it with the teacher, and they got to point out things for us. The first movie that we did, it's almost a cliche. You do it in every film school. It's Citizen K. You probably never heard of it, or
I've heard of it before. I never.
Yeah, so it's a great film, and it also holds up very well. 1943, I think. So yeah, very old one, black and white. Don't get scared. It's an amazing movie, and that was the first time I ever watched a movie consciously with trying to figure out and to understand what's going on there. Yeah. And the teacher was a great teacher. We went really shot by shot, scene by scene, and he got to explain to us everything in the shot and how it serves the story. The first time I ever did this, and this was the eye-opening moment. And from that moment on, this really, I was so curious about this. It like really sparked something that I thought, okay, I have to see all the movies now.
If you look back at your childhood, were there some signs that defined your career choice? For me, for example, I'm very interested in stories behind things.
Okay.
I also I used to read about how furniture were made, furniture pieces, what kind of story they had behind them, and how that came to being. And that was my first sign that I am actually interested in concepts. Oh, cool. So it makes sense that I'm studying what I'm studying now. How about your story? How about
there was no one moment, not in my childhood. It was, like I said, always interested in stories and in visual experience. And my grandfather used to call me professor, because I was always philosophizing on things. If he asked me a question, I would give him a very long answer, like probably what I'm doing now with you. I assume he would be very happy to see that it did actually happen at the end. But there was a moment a bit later on after I graduated high school, and I thought, okay, I want to study something. What should I study? I actually discovered from a friend of mine that you can study animation, that you can actually get, a bachelor degree in and become a professional. It never occurred to me before. I mean, I knew people do films and I knew people are working in it, but I never, wait, that can be your study program professionally. And my parents wanted me to study. When I heard that, I thought, oh, that was like the click moment of, okay, because I can do all the things I love. I can develop characters, I can write stories, I can illustrate, I can make worlds, and all this in this study program.
Since the age gap between you and the students is not that big, do you feel more connected to the students you're teaching or to your colleagues?
I feel connected to both my colleagues and the students. Also with the colleagues, there is a big age gap. We have people who are far more experienced than I am, and over 60. But I feel like I can learn from everyone. Someone who comes with a lot of experience and they know a lot of things about the world and the topic that they teach. But I also have a lot to learn from people who are very young. They're not connected so much to 40 years of experience. It allows them a lot of openness, a lot of creativity, a lot of freedom. Personally also, I never had an issue to talk to people on different ages, people who are very young, 15, even 10. I have neighbors, really young kids, friends of my daughters, and I feel like, I can enjoy their company just as I can enjoy someone who is now much older than I am. Yeah.
You teach visual storytelling at PowerFul. Would you like to tell us more about what this course is about, what you do?
Sure. Well, I think that the visual storytelling is basically what I told you before. How do we take a story and how do we elevate it visually? What tools do we have? How do we even analyze the story and understand how does it need to look like? We take scenes from movies and we do that kind of analysis that I told you about. We take the story, we take the scene, and we understand, okay, everything that was being used here. That is, like I told you, my favorite activity. And I give it to students. I let them do that. I hear what they have to say. And sometimes they also really surprise me. Things that I haven't seen in that, whether it's something that comes from their personality or from their cultural references that I don't have as these young people, but also from different fields. I have people who study there who are not coming from a visual or design field. I had people from sound, people from business who wanted to just know visual storytelling, how it works better. I love that because they get to bring a new perspective into that. And on parallel, we're also creating our own story. They get to write their own story or to pick up a story that they really love, and then they get to do it visually. And I'm taking them through that process. I'm asking them a question. The question I ask the most, if anyone is watching this now from the student, they'll be very annoyed. It is, what's your thing? What are you focusing on here? Oh, and an action sequence is more than just two people shooting at each other. Like a conversation is more than just two people speaking to each other. There's always an underlying theme to it. Yeah, so that's the visual storytelling class. But I think that's also expand itself to anything else that I teach. I also teach art for video games, and story is always the base. I teach also drawing for animation and concept art, and it's always for me more than a technical thing. It's not just a tool. What do you want to express with that tool? So if you're doing a figure drawing or if you're designing a character for a game, what's the story behind it? Because that at the end is what the audience will empathize with. Technique can be amazing if there's no empathy created between the viewer and the artist and the character. It's not going to work.
Well, you see, what I gathered is that you have to bring imagination to the course and also a little bit of knowledge about storytelling, right?
Yeah, and this is the other thing that I tell my students. It doesn't matter which topic I teach you. The most important thing that I teach you is how to think. I never let students just off the hook with doing something and not thinking about it afterwards, not analyzing it, not understanding how does it work? Does it work well? That is every class, teaching them how to think. Thinking is more important than any topic that we can teach or any technique that we can teach.
Did doing what you do ruin film experience, movie experience for you?
No, not at all. Not at all. It expanded it much more. If somebody now needs to be engaged for many, many hours with something and they say, well, I know drawing, now I have to sit and draw all day as a job. Is it now, did it ruin it for me? But no, not at all, not at all. I have a parallel for you, which is wine. People might love drinking wine. Yeah, they could also love to get drunk on wine, right? Yeah. But they can also be experts. And I did take a wine class just to understand what's going on there. And once I got that, suddenly I know better what to look for in an experience. Yeah. So it's not just I'm watching a movie mindlessly and enjoying it or not enjoying it. I have more because later I get to do an introspection and asking what happened there. So it actually makes the experience much, much more enjoyable for me. I have more time to enjoy and appreciate the movie.
Could you name a movie that inspired the work you did?
That's a tough one because I have, I have parts that I can think of, but I'll tell you why it's not like a whole thing. Because when I watch a movie and I do this analysis, I have a document. I have an online document that I use. Yeah, Google Docs. I've been using it since school, and it's the same document. And then I write the thoughts. Okay, so I do this kind of a film analysis for myself, and then I keep it. So I can go back in time and see, oh, I remember something. Let me check the document. I stole it for someone. It's not my invention. It was from Akira Kurosawa. He's like the Japanese film master of all time. He keeps a journal or notebook where he writes all of his thoughts and ideas and inspirations from other movies or theater pieces that he saw. And he said whenever he gets stuck with a project, he goes to the notebook because he knows the answer is going to be there somewhere. So I kept that and I used that. So, and it happens to me as well. If I feel like, wait a minute, it rings a bell. You know, this thing that the problem I'm trying to solve now feels connected to something I've written before in that note. So I go back, I review that, and I usually find something there. First thing that comes to my mind, I was very much into slow camera movement, and my short film load start with a very long camera movement backwards, very, very long. Stanley Kubrick, Clockwork Orange, start with that slow camera movement from his main subject or main character, right? Completely stolen, but different theme, but definitely. So if you'll check that side by side, I am not Stanley Kubrick. I am not on that level, okay? But definitely inspirational or stolen, you decide. Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of keep journaling your experience with movies.
Yeah, some people journaling their lives, and I can usually also remember where and when I watch the movie, when I read that. So it brings me to that moment. So that's pretty awesome. I think our thoughts and our ideas, when you watch something, when you experience something, and it sparks something in you,
yeah,
it's a magical moment. I don't want it to get lost.
Do you have any projects that you're working on right now?
Well, I'm 2 months in the HFU, and it's really busy right now. So currently it is almost 100% of the time preparing everything, preparing the future courses for the upcoming semester, because I have 3 new courses that I will have to start.
What kind of courses?
I'm going to have Visual 1 and Visual 3 for the game and immersive media students. Visual 1, basic of visual design. Visual 3, we focus in on animation. There's the visual storytelling class. There might be also a concept art class as a Wahlpflicht module, like as an elective. But currently, a project that I do have is, I used to work with the game engine before, Unity. I have a lot of experience with Unity, and now I'm trying to work also with Godot, the game engine. It's something else. So it's really just started, and I have an idea for a concept for a game. Not something that is, ready to ship or anything right now. I would say this is now my fun playground for me to also do some artistic stuff for myself as well with it.
You said you do sports as well. Yeah. What kind of sports do you do?
I do CrossFit. We're going to change the topics now from arts to CrossFit. It's a mixture of high intensity cardio and weightlifting and body weight. It's perfectly constructed for the best results. It's the most efficient and effective training program I've ever participated in. It's 1 hour high intensity, but you also focus on skill. I also love running, but for me, when I go running or bicycling, my head is kind of like going somewhere else.
Yeah.
And when I do CrossFit, I really have to focus.
What exciting developments do you currently see happening in your work field?
Exciting developments in my work field? Yeah. Oh, the whole field is changing. Who knows how it's going to look like 5 years from now? New technologies, AI, change in the workplace. I love it. It's amazing.
Right.
Now, look, I understand people who are very worried about this. So I was never in love with a particular technique. For me, technique is all a tool for a goal, a creative goal, for an artwork, for a product. And it doesn't really matter to me what technique I use, what tool I use. And for me, AI is another tool that can help me. Yeah. From the moment I started, I always thought if I could only just project what I have in my brain into the screen.
Oh, I know that feeling. Yeah.
Okay, but you can't. Maybe now with AI, you can slowly get close to that.
Yeah.
Of course, I think you need to enjoy the technique. Yeah. And if people don't enjoy sitting and working with AI, then okay, that's I understand. But no, for me, just a tool to help us create things.
Is there a specific career goal you want to reach during your time here in Football?
Well, this is a very big career goal right now, and the ability to work with students and I feel very lucky that I can participate in students' development journey.
Yeah.
It's kind of a privilege for me that I'm being allowed to participate in your development, in my students' development. This is a very big career moment right now. Now, other career goals that I could reach for is continue doing more creative projects, and every project is a new exciting goal for me.
So we reached the end of this bus interview.
Okay.
Before we get off, is there anything you'd like to tell the students watching us right now?
Learn as much as you can and enjoy that learning process.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I hope you have a great day at work.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.